welcome back to week 3 of FPL Bisco. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. We have a story to tell. We're still trying to hit that top 50k. It has been difficult so far. I'm not going to lie and say it's been easy. Let's just get straight into the week's review and see what plans we're going to have over the international break. So let's look at the team and how it performed this week. I am not exceptionally proud of it. It is what it is. The defense just let me down, and whatever's happening with that Nottingham Forest defense, I've spoken enough about it. I can't cry any longer. I've got 50 points, 172 in total, ranked around 1.5 million. So in the top 10%, and I've made no transfers. So I wouldn't say I'm proud of it. Like I said, it's okay. It's a good place to be in for now. We've collected enough information. We know the majority of starters. We know who's looking good. I think after the international break, obviously Europe starts straight away. So whoever plays in those European competitions, are they going to be consistent? Do we feel like the teams are going to stay the same during that time? Are they going to be able to come back and perform after midweek tough games away? And I always have I've got this, I wouldn't say a superstition. It's just very difficult to play away from home and then back in the Premier League. So seeing what teams are going to be able to be consistent and what players are going to be able to perform week in, week out. We know guys like Salah can do it. We know Haaland should be able to do it. But are we going to be confident that Aston Villa assets are going to be able to do it? Are we going to be confident that Newcastle assets will be able to do it? Are we going to be confident that Crystal Palace assets will be able to do it? There might be some discrepancies here or there. Even Spurs assets, like how are they going to cope with Europe and competing every 3 or 4 days? It just might be something we're going to have to look at going forward. Anyway, Tarkowski not keeping a clean sheet, charge it. Just okay. Maybe I picked the wrong Everton asset, but I'm going to stick. I can't blame him. The Nottingham Forest defense, the fact that I've got 2 of them, I think that's my main problem. I can't afford to have 2 of them anymore. I can't trust that. Even if they do keep a clean sheet, I might have to pick between one of either or Milenkovic and or Sells. Having both of them is killing me. Like, it really is. I could have had a Palace asset in there. Could have had a Bournemouth asset in there. There's so many other options where, I don't know. I just didn't need to do that. Ain't no Man City they're just such a disappointment. They've lost 2 out of 3 games, I think, and I was so happy that I didn't have to make a transfer. If Aït was injured, I would have made 2 transfers. But because he was declared fit, I was like, okay, no bet. Like, you're ready to start. And a 0 pointer, like not 1, not 2, just nothing. I'm done with it. I'm just done with Man City. For however good they might be, however good they will be, when they start picking up some form, then by all means, I'm happy to go back. But for now, I'm just forget it. I knew that. Let me not say I knew. I was very confident that Haaland was going to score, but one return versus Brighton is not enough. Like, that's not what you pay 14 million for. I've said it so many times. I'm just so underwhelmed by Haaland as an asset and as a captain. You pay half the price more or less for João Pedro. You get the same returns. Like, it's just not good enough. But the defense, the back 4, so effectively they offered me nothing. What's that? 6 points across the whole back 4, including the goalkeeper. It just wasn't. It was pathetic. Bruno Fernandes, thanks very much. So the same defensive contributions. He got them Dow points. He got the penalty. And now I was going to get rid of him before Manchester City. Manchester City are in terrible form. So maybe Bruno Fernandes might be worth keeping. Maybe we overreacted technically with the slander, but we didn't sell him. We kept him. Almost captained him. So, you know what I mean? It's more, I don't have no regrets. I can slander him all I like. If I keep him in my team, judge me by my actions. And I kept faith in Bruno Fernandes for those reasons. Defensive contributions, and he was the best captain I had, my top earner. Liverpool had a really, really tough fixture versus Arsenal, but because they've got Burnley next game, there was nothing I could do about it. I'm not going to get rid of any Newcastle assets, and I didn't have anyone on the bench. Because of Barry, I had too much Everton, and I could have got a Dewsbury Hall. I wouldn't have gone for a Grealish because he wasn't in from the beginning of the season. But there was just other assets that maybe I could have gone on used. I could have had Pickford all this time. I just wouldn't go triple Everton because I had Barry. It's a big mistake, but not the point. Because Liverpool had such a tricky fixture, I was happy with the clean sheet. The clean sheet points actually helped me a lot. The 6 points are coming from the 2 of them combined. There's not a problem, and you never know. Like, Gakpo could have turned up with something. If Salah had a one decent first touch, maybe he could have turned up with something. Ismail Assar, the yellow card really upset me. I was like, you had 8 points. What happened? And now he's even showing up as an injured player on the FPL app. We'll see how things go. He should be fine before the international break is over, so I've got no worries about that. Now, and Crystal Palace are a really good team, so I'm very, very happy with like what Crystal Palace are doing. I'm happy to invest more in those assets. I'm really looking forward to bringing one of the players into the team. So all round, I'm just quite satisfied. At least I covered it with one. I didn't leave it bare, but maybe I could have done more. But thanks Ismail Assar, thanks Bruno Fernandes. The whole midfield really held the team up, and João Pedro. So as a captain, you get yourself a goal, you get yourself some bonus points. I'm disappointed he didn't take the penalty. If Palmer's not there, I think João Pedro should be taking penalties. But Enzo really pulled rank. He's a proper captain, like a goal and an assist. That is, like I said, I felt like there were other players in Chelsea's team that could step up and contribute. It happened to be Enzo this week. So yeah, in Palmer's absence, I think Chelsea are fine. Still, they're still quite fine going forward. They were very, very lucky. They won 2-0. They were very lucky to do so. Some controversy there, but in this game, there's a lot of luck involved. You just put yourself in good positions to get luck, and having some Chelsea assets will do that for you. Yeah, people got Joshua Chempong points before. Like now, you've got Chalobah. Chalobah's quite high up on the list, I think, in terms of points this season. So, just the Chelsea assets they're doing good. They're doing steady. There's nothing to really concern ourselves about. Holding on to whatever Chelsea assets you have, maybe not double or triple up, but if you have one, you should be all right for 5 or 6 game weeks. So Barry is my fault. Watkins is your fault. Like, why? There was no reason for me to believe in Barry. There were other options out there, maybe, but it was worth a punt. Like, it hasn't killed me. I've been okay with Barry in the team. It just meant that I didn't get a second Everton asset. Maybe I would have gone for Pickford and it would have been a much, much better asset since he had, I think, 15 points the other day. But aside from that, I'm just disappointed. Even Beto, I didn't have to go far. I could have just said if I wanted a striker, I could have gone for Beto. Would have got a lot more points. I'll take the blame for that. I have to take responsibility for that. Maybe don't gamble too much and just go for what you know. But then Watkins now, he had scored like 5 goals in pre-season. He came into the season in hot form, and he's just, they has as a club have just gone off a cliff. Hopefully the transfer window shenanigans just kind of eradicates all that noise, and it's just we can just focus on the team and focus on getting goals. I've given my warning out that I'll blacklist Watkins if I have to get rid of him. If he doesn't get the required, I said 4 goals in 5 games. We're 1 game down now. We've got 4 games left. After Burnley, I'm not getting rid of Watkins unless something really, really loud happens in the transfer window. So now that Isak's gone over to Liverpool, that might be something that forces my hand and says, you know what, even if Watkins is a good option, I still want Isak in my team. Or maybe I might have to like really grind it out and say, am I going to get Watkins, João Pedro, and Isak in the team? Is that a possibility? How can I make the funds work? And that kind of moves me over to what my plans are going forward, because I think this video is going to be quite short. But my team, these are all the players I want to get rid of. I don't want to say get rid of, but I feel like they're not serving a purpose in my team anymore. I don't feel like Nouri's attacking contributions are that. Let me not say they're not that much. It's a small sample size, but A, they're not that much, and B, they're not that. No one's taking advantage of them. So even the times where he does go forward, where he is putting up good expected assists, I'm not trusting that there's any cohesion between him and Marmoush on the left hand side, or like between him and Haaland in terms of does he know the right runs to make? Is he putting the right is he giving the right delivery? Like all them annoying questions, I thought Nouri's just not answering them. Cucurella's just a safer option. And there's other cheaper options. I had said Senesi was someone I was looking at before. I said Dan Burn was someone I was looking at before. I don't need to go for a premium option in order to get good clean sheets and good defensive contributions, as well as Nouri did. Like the first game, he's like done really well. Second game, he come off injured, and maybe this was just a game too soon for him. So I might actually think, okay, let me just hold off and keep him there. He'll come good soon enough. But I'm leaving a lot of points on the table. Lacroix got himself an assist and a clean sheet. Like the bonuses on that are crazy. Like why am I suffering defensively when I don't have to? Bruno Fernandes, it is mainly because of the fixtures coming up. I think they've got City and someone else difficult. I don't have it offhand, but their fixtures are not great. The next two, and I think after that they might be better. But I actually think from watching United play, United have the most shots this season by far. I think that Mbermo might be the asset for me. I think he just does really well. He's finding ways to get through on goal. Between him, Ahmad, Bruno, Cunha, the movement's really, really good. It's just who's taking the most shots. That's the person I'm going to go for. And if Man United are going to be as attacking as they have been, have one game a week, they don't have that European issues. I think it looks like they're going to be a bit better. The Burnley, it looks like Burnley were gave them a good game. But United play just in terms of whether they concede or not is not my concern. I'm not saying go out and get Bayern there as your goalkeeper, go and get Onana as a goalkeeper. But the United attackers do seem quite safe as an option going forward, or as safe as having a as an Everton forward or as having a Semenyo. Like I reckon they could put up the same numbers. Semenyo's 7.7 now. I think his price is going up. So if Mbeumo's price stays at 8 mil, I'd rather that. I'd save that mil and not have Fernandez, and I'd still go for Mbeumo. I think his open play threat is good enough that covers maybe Bruno's set piece threat. But then again, Bruno being on those corners could have had an assist for Casemiro for the own goal. Like he's done really, really well. Like he's been really, really creative. Matt Sells now, I'm done. Like let me not say I'm done because he makes a lot of saves. He even got the extra point this week. Matt Sells, I think I'm gonna have to make a choice. Like I said, between Matt Sells and or um between Matt Sells and Milenkovic. I can't have both. They haven't been stable enough for me to have both, and I'm not. There's no need for me to go all in. While I could go for other defenders, I can go for a Um, I can go for a Van Dijk. I can go for other goalkeepers. I can go for a Pickford. The same, I think, for an extra 5.5 mil, I can go for a Pickford. There's just so many other options that I can't wait for Nottingham Forest to figure it out. And I feel like I've done enough of that. So it's just better time for me to move off. And then Barry is my fault. Now, my thing is that if I've got so many problems in the team, or so many, I wouldn't even say problems. I've got so much opportunities for growth. Like there's so many places where I can just improve. Why am I gonna stick with it and just use the three transfers and then start from scratch? I might as well use the wild card, and now would be a good time to do so. So these are a few of the players on my shortlist. I'm not saying I'm gonna go for all of them and wild card them all in. It just depends on how things shake up. Like after the transfer window will close tonight. So hopefully I get this video out tonight. I'm recording this on a Monday, and then midnight tonight the transfer window will close. There's a lot of options out there. So I'm definitely, the more I talk about it, I'm definitely going to wildcard. But I want Senesi. I think Isak will be an option as soon as he comes back. And I don't think, however good Ekitike is, I feel like Isak will start soon. And I don't need to wait because I don't like transfers on the day of. Prefer to have my transfers like the day before the window closes or the day before the deadline or just right at the deadline. I'm not going to wait till Isak scores his first goal or first two goals and then after have to bring him in when his price even goes up even further. For now, his price has gone down since he hasn't been playing. So now would be a good time to get him in. And then if he doesn't score the first week, it's okay. I can wait like a 6 week period and see what he can do over the first 6 weeks. Bearing like hopefully that he doesn't have any injuries. But I'm ready to go triple Liverpool. I think they're the best team in the league so far. It's just an easy thing to do. It's just what triple up am I gonna do? Will I go for super premium and go Isak, Salah, Van Dijk? Like that feels really, really good to me. Van Dijk has been imperious, so I'm just like, it's time for triple Liverpool. Isak can be done, and then when you've got players like Senesi, when you've got players like Chris Richards who have good defense, they have good defensive records, they get good defensive contributions. You can pair that. Like I don't have to overspend on my defense anymore if I can trust them. Brennan Johnson is someone I keep talking about. This guy, maybe I just have to let it go. But that's someone I think I just trust his output. I think over the course of 8 weeks, he's gonna get me 3 to 4 contributions. Maybe Neto might be in there. There's other midfielders that I'd look at, but Brennan Johnson is someone I really want in my team sooner rather than later. Dan Burn is another cheaper defender that I could bring into the team. Now, in terms of the goalkeepers, like I said, Henderson might be a good goalkeeper I could look at who's a bit cheaper than Sells. No, same price. I think Royce the Sunderland goalkeeper. He's been third for points this season, like joint third. A few of the keepers have more or less the same points. I think that's someone that I might as well. I might as well. Like, I don't need a number one keeper anymore. I don't know if I rejig both of them because I'm not gonna use the Bravka again. Like, there's no need. I've already used my bench boost, so I just need one good keeper, and I think Royce might be it. Maybe I might, maybe it might be just too early. Maybe Sunderland, but if Sunderland are actually as good as they have been over the first 3 weeks, and they've been really, really good, they're still investing quite well. Royce has he's secured him, so it's not like they're going to bring in someone else. I think Royce might be a decent pick for somebody. Maybe if anyone wants the wild card and then bench boost coming up like after that, then I think Royce would be a good second choice goalkeeper. It might realistically, it might just be Henderson and just go 5 mil for 5 mil, so long as his price doesn't move. But then Raya is also someone I'm looking at as well, just because Arsenal defense, I feel like I should cover the Arsenal defense in some way, shape, or form. Even if Saliba doesn't come back, I think Mosquera is a perfectly tidy centre half. He showed it. He showed a good account of himself, and Ekitike was quite a handful. So I'm not. I'm leaning towards a wild card. So that's the plan. Like, wild card game week 4. I said game week 4 or game week 8 was gonna be where I was gonna wild card it. So I'm not putting out no warnings. This is not a panic signing or a panic. This is just a good time to do it. After the transfer window closes, it's easier to lock the prices down so the price changes won't affect me. And I'm at peace with it. Plus, because I have the free transfers, even when the wild card is done, if it goes terribly wrong, I can make free transfers straight away. And then if it goes quite well, I can stack my transfers up again and just go week to week. Once I get to that, if I can actually get myself to 5 transfers and start planning week to week, I'm in a great position. And then before, I think Man City's fixtures turn around game week 8, game week 9. Same for Arsenal. When their fixtures turn, then I can start bringing in the Arsenal attackers as soon as we can trust what their front line is going to be. As soon as it gets a bit easier for Gyökeres, then I'm more than happy to bring him in. Like, once after Burnley and I'm done with Watkins, I'm happy to bring in Gyökeres and then just go straight there. Anyway, but I'm rambling. Like, I don't know 100% where this is going to go, but I just know that I'm wildcarding. Like, that's ultimately the plan. Game week 3 up until now, I've done okay. I'm quite satisfied with where I am. In order to improve, I think it's just time now to make the change. Like, it is actually time to make the change. Let me know how your teams are doing, and I think I'll end it there. Just a summary for game week 3. Another time, we'll talk next week. We're gonna see if we can do some extra content over the next couple of weeks for the international break. If not, I'll see you just before the deadline for game week 4. I'll let you know how my wildcard's gone on. If you haven't joined the Q League already, the link will be in the bio, so make sure you join, or the code for the league will be in the bio. Aside from that, make sure you subscribe. We still got 100 subscribers to get to, and we're not far off. So like, share, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you do all of that, and hopefully the points continue to chase you. I'll see you next.